All right, so here we are at the Nexus Managed WordPress hosting page. I really love this product at Nexus because they offer so many different options depending on your needs. We're probably going to get one of the cheaper options because I know a lot of you guys are just starting out with your first professional WordPress website or blog. But it's super cool, and you can come down here and compare to their entire suite of products, or you can open up the WordPress features and see the things that you get with Nexus that you wouldn't get at other hosting sites, like core updates, plugin updates, really important because some plugins don't update and then your site gets old. So they'll take care of that for you. You get the one-click staging site, which is really helpful for making client websites if you want to become a web developer, which most people do these days. And of course, email is included. Security is obviously taken care of, free SSL. So you get that green padlock in the corner of your site, or I guess it's gray. I guess my colors aren't too good these days. And of course, all sorts of other security features. So without further ado, why don't we move forward and check out the plans and pricing, because that's clearly where this model over here wants us to look. All right, so we're gonna click plans and pricing. And even though Designer is the most popular right here, I'm gonna go for the Spark plan, and I like it because it offers a really low monthly cost. If you click pay yearly, you'll see that the cost goes up a little bit per month, which is interesting, and I'll tell you why. They do that because if you pay monthly, you get the discounted price for 3 months, and then you get a larger cost, which is $19 per month. But if you do yearly, then you're gonna get that $15 and change for the entire period monthly. So it's kind of like getting a discount up front for your first few months. Now, what I'd like to offer you guys is to get a lower cost for more months up front. And I'm gonna show you how to do that in a second with our custom coupon code for the channel and for my viewers here. So let's just click get started on the Spark plan, because obviously we're not gonna get something like enterprise or executive unless you just have unlimited money. All right, get started. And now here we are, and you can see that it already knows we're gonna put in our Dear Blogger discount here. So instead of $19 a month for monthly, you could get it at $14.40 monthly, which is kind of cool. And it knows that that's our discount because I was practicing the video before we came here. So you could enter Dear Blogger 40 if you want. That is our first little secret. And it's gonna take $7.60 off the monthly, which is great, a lot less than $19 a month. So basically you get to try out this awesome WordPress product, which you were already into because you showed up at this video, and you get to do it for about the cost of a lunch out with a friend. Super cool. So we're gonna go ahead and set up our account here. And I'm gonna do this really quickly because I know you're probably excited to learn how to use WordPress. And I'll probably blank this stuff out even though I trust you guys. And we'll click create account. Oops, we had to accept those terms of service. Okay, now we need our basic billing information here. Make sure you use your name exactly as it appears on your credit card. And then save that billing information. All right, now I'm just gonna pop in my credit card here. I like using a credit card so I get those points. And save the payment information. And of course, Nexus as a liquid web company is totally secure, very professional. It's just like buying something on Amazon or Apple or eBay or wherever you shop. All right, we can name our plan, and I'm cool with my WordPress Spark plan. Not too picky. And then for our server location, obviously we want something close to us. I'm in the Midwest of the USA, but if you're international, consider the other options, and we can go ahead and purchase our order down here. And it looks like we are just going to pay $11.40 per month, which is awesome. We can see we get our WordPress Spark plan. Coupon is active. It'll discount for 3 months if we want to get those other 2 months, and there's no taxes. So how often do you see that when you buy something these days? Okay, so we're gonna click purchase together, and let's do it. Awesome, guys. So my WordPress Spark plan will be up and running soon. Great. So it's going to take a few moments for your WordPress site to get live. It'll now say, welcome to your Nexus portal. They're going to send us our login credentials right here. There's a tutorial here we're not going to watch at the moment. And we're going to skip the introduction because you have me here. So we're good to go. We can figure this out together. And now, guys, it's time to go ahead and click on plans. And because it's going to take them 2 to 8 minutes here to set up our WordPress Spark plan, we're going to click on plans and see what's over here. All right, awesome. So there's our plan. We're using one of our one sites. Cool, we only need one right now. The app environment is, of course, wordpress.org. And it's just creating. So now's a good time to take a little break, maybe stand up and get a snack, and I'll come on right back in a minute. All right, we're back, and now it's time to take a tour of our Nexus dashboard here. We can see we're in the Plans tab. And if we click Home, it might ask you to log in again, but that's no problem because we just set up an email and password. Let's log it in. All right, so our Home tab will show us all the different invoices we have, and maybe you get some credits or something like that. From Nexus, you have your plans, which we just have one of. We can go to SSL, and it would probably be a good time to order our certificate here because it does come free with our plan. That is really a peace of mind for me. We're going to order it, and let's just select the type that is free, and it doesn't look like we see a free one here. Weird. So I'm going to have to ask their support how we get our free SSL, and I'll post that for you guys in the video description. If we go to Disport, the no tickets found shows up. So you could start a support ticket here. Pretty cool. And yeah, they'll get back to you quickly. And billing, boring, super boring. And then it's going to show you all sorts of other billing info like your payments and our stuff like credit cards. Okay, enough with that. Let's go to the Enter WordPress tab and let's start building. All right. When it asks you for your WordPress username or password, this is sort of like the screen we all see in WordPress every time we log in. You're going to have to go to your email, and we're going to look up Nexus because I'm sure they sent us our credentials. All right, WordPress is ready. So what we do is just scroll down. Let's click on this link right here. All right, and in fact, it showed us on our homepage what our username and password were, and I'm actually gonna eyeball that for us. All right, I'm gonna view it, and that is really interesting password, obviously top secret. We can copy that, and you just wanna make sure you don't lose this screen, so it's good we're doing it in a different tab here because they said you only have a limited number of times for that password, and we're gonna put it in here, just paste it. And then we're going to come back and close this window and copy the username. Again, very secure, top secret. All right. Paste that and remember me and log in. All right, that was super quick actually. That's probably the quickest WordPress login I've ever seen. Usually the browser, thinks a little for a second before getting to your dashboard. So that is a good sign. You got some fast hosting here, guys. And if we click on this little crazy username at the top, it'll show you our site, which is wearing the WordPress theme for 2021, maybe even 2022 now. And then we can go to users, and this part's important. Wow, it is fast. We're going to edit our user, and I'm going to show you right now that you can't really change your username, right? But you can always add yourself as another user if you don't want that username. So let's see if we can do that actually in the portal. Can we change this username info? We can. Well, can we do it? So here's the deal, guys. Let me explain this. What we did with Nexus was we set up a WordPress.org account without having to buy a domain name. So you get to practice WordPress, and they assign us this really crazy domain name, 59cd2.net, blah, blah, blah. And that is what our site is. So when we look at our homepage right here and click on this button to see the site on the front end, which is how the world sees it, you're gonna have this crazy domain name. And it's a really nice feature because I guess we can practice and we can learn WordPress without having to commit to like your name.com or your brand.com. Maybe you haven't decided on your domain name. But what we're going to want to do next is actually get a domain name and connect it with Nexus. So that will make our site official. Let's go to domain options on the left here in our site dashboard. And it says change your current master domain to a new value. That just means change our domain name that looked all crazy.net right here to a new domain name. We only recommend you doing this when you're ready to point your DNS. That's fine. All right. And you can do that by adding an alias CNAME record. So if we modify it, we're going to be able to change the domain name right here. And if we add a pointer domain name, you're basically going to enter in a domain name you already bought from somewhere like GoDaddy right here, and then choose how to point it with the alias and the CNAME. All right, so let me show you how to do that. All right, so now it's time to work on our domain name. If we click on Site Dashboard, we'll see that our domain name is still that temporary, goofy domain name that Nexus assigned us. And eventually we're going to click the pencil, and we're going to change the site name and click Change Name. But first we need to decide which domain name we're going to use. And you have two options. So the first one is to use a domain name from GoDaddy or Namecheap or somewhere else where you might have already registered some. And because we're on a budget, I'm going to go with that option because I have a lot of domains sitting at GoDaddy, and you might too. If you want to do the GoDaddy option, I'll cover that. Or we can use those same steps to send a domain name over here from Namecheap or anywhere else you might have already bought one. Or the second option is you can buy a domain name from Nexus. To do that, you would be over on the domain names page, and the link is just right here. So it's just going to be nexus.net/domain-registration to buy one from Nexus. After that, you would update the A records, which is just the IP address at the domain headquarters here. And then back in your site dashboard, you would go ahead and click back here, go to plans, go to DNS, and you're going to add a DNS zone, which is basically just adding the domain name that you bought from Nexus. So that's how to do it that way. We're going to go with the GoDaddy route. So here I am at GoDaddy, and I think a lot of you guys will want to do this route. So that's why I picked it. And I have a bunch of domain names. The one we're going to use today, some of them are really funny and outdated, is, let me just do a search. Okay, let's do manage all. And we're going to do WordPress blog tutorial. All right, there it is. Okay, so once you find your domain name, and I'm just in GoDaddy, just like you would log in normally, you know, you could click on My Products, or you can see all your domain names like I just did. We're going to go ahead and come down and click on Manage DNS. So that link can jump around a little bit. Sometimes it's in a different location, but you want to find the DNS records, and then we're going to change the name servers. So we can click Change and bypass that. And then we're just going to change these to the 4 name servers that Nexus uses, and they use 4 for increased speed and redundancy instead of just 2 like people did in the past. Okay, so let's first see what name servers we need. And with a simple Google search, I found that it's always just going to be ns1.nexus.net and so on down to ns4.nexus.net. So let's hop back over to our GoDaddy domain name we're going to use, and let's just pop them in. And I'll just write them in real quick to save you some time. Now we'll add name server, and we'll fill in the 3rd and 4th one. Okay, I think that looks perfect. All right, Nexus with an XCESS. All right, once you've double checked that things look perfect, we're going to go ahead and save. And what this will do is point our domain name at the new hosting. So when someone visits WordPressBlogTutorial.com or whatever your domain name is, the internet will know to send them over to our Nexus hosting where we're making a beautiful WordPress site. All right, we need to consent here and continue. Okay, now we're going to go back to Nexus. All right, and what we have to do is get to this DNS zone area. So if you missed it a second ago, it was basically just, here you are on the home plans area, and click DNS. And then add a DNS zone. And we're going to add WordPress blog tutorial.com. Just make sure it matches your domain name. And I don't believe you need to add the www at the front. Okay, cool. So now this will create DNS records at Nexus, and we've already updated DNS records at GoDaddy. So it's just a matter of time before things start working. The last thing you need to do is go to the site dashboard. All right, and we can finally get rid of our goofy domain name, although I'm kind of growing fond of it by now. No chance I'd ever be able to remember it though. And why don't we just copy that in case we need to go back to it and put it in a new text edit document here. And there we go. So that's our old domain name. At the same time, I'm also gonna copy our username and our password because it said there's a limited amount of times we can view it and we don't want to lose that. That'd be bad. All right, cool. So now let's do that final step and just change our domain name. And this is called a master domain name for some reason at Nexus. Again, really nice that they give us that test domain name so you can save money and try out WordPress without committing to a domain name yet. But now we are ready to change the name, and perfect. So again, now we have to give it a little time for the name servers to propagate from GoDaddy to Nexus. And let me know any questions in the comments because it can be a little bit of a stressful time, but everything works. If you follow the instructions, you'll do just fine. And let me know if you have any questions on buying a domain name at Nexus too. Okay, so time for another snack and I'll come on right back. Just want to say, I think you guys are doing so great thus far. If you've made it this far in the video, congratulations. And you're well on your way to using some of the best WordPress hosting available. And big thanks to Sapta at Nexus for explaining to me all those different domain name steps super clearly. If you want to chat with Nexus and their awesome agents instead of me in the comments, you just click down here and you can talk to a real person. And if you're logged into your dashboard, then you shouldn't have any wait time. So super cool. All right, guys. So the important thing now is if you get a blank white site when you view your domain name that you just connected from GoDaddy to Nexus, you are going to want to contact support at Nexus. And this is going to be a standard practice. For example, I've run a ton of websites at a lot of hosts and we always talk on support. And once you do that, you're basically going to figure out what's going on. So we're going to do department support and then just pop in our first name. And obviously we have a last name as opposed to no last name. And we will start chatting and that way we can figure out why you're seeing something incorrect. And I can't say enough that this is going to be a useful tool because as you build websites for clients and try to make money as a web developer, they will help you get there and become as powerful as you can be and know all the answers for yourself. All right, guys, so as Hafiz is saying, we just need to modify our master domain name. So we're going to go back to plans here and go to the home button. And we're going to try to find the master domain name area. Okay, so let's go to plans again and click on our Spark plan. All right, and then we click on the three dots and then we can go to the site dashboard. And we're going to go to domain options and then modify master domain. And we're just going to put in the domain that we have chosen, which is WordPress blog tutorial.com. And I know that's a lot of steps and a lot of clicks, but once you get it down, you can do it a million times. All right, and then that is how it works. And thank you so much to Hafiz for providing us with that instruction. All right, guys, so if you're on this journey to get your domain name linked with your website, like we are right now, do not worry, you are not alone. I'm gonna look up WordPress blog tutorial.com, and we will see that our internet, if it's working, may show our website. Hopefully it does. And there might be one more step we need to do, so I'm going to show you that right now. In the meanwhile, I'd recommend everyone get the Clear Cache Chrome shortcut. Chrome is the best browser for developing websites. And if you get this shortcut right here, which I will link to you in the description below the video, where you'll find all your helpful links, you can basically make sure you're seeing the most updated version of any web page, including, most importantly, your WordPress website. All right, so we have one final step to connect our domain name from GoDaddy to our hosting here at Nexus, and that's to add our A record, as Arun clearly explained here. which is also our IP address. The A record and IP address are the same thing. And he gave us the link. So in the DNS zones area, we just have to add an A record. I'm going to click add on A record, of course, and then paste in our IP address. And I think we'll leave the TTL the same because we weren't told otherwise, and add it. And awesome, and I'm hoping that's the last step to get our domain name to show our WordPress site so we can actually log in and do some cool stuff. So I'm going to check it out now. And you might need to clear your cache a few times because maybe you've been refreshing it too much, like I have. So I'm going to ask Arun how long it should take to work now. And it's pretty cool there, super fast, because that helps us get moving with our life and our website. Okay, so we got all the info from Arun, who also told us that we can override our host file on our desktop to actually view the site before propagation is done, which is kind of a cool trick we're going to have to explore in the future. And assuming we don't want to do that now, it's just a little bit of a waiting game. I'm actually going to quit the browser and then try to refresh the entire cache, and maybe we'll get lucky and see the site. All right, guys, so after we refreshed our site, we can see that it's now showing up after we entered in that A record, and we have a few more minutes here, so why don't we add a new theme? We can just go to Appearance Themes and see how to change our look from the 2021 look to maybe something a little more snazzy, such as if we click Add New, we can see what WordPress recommends at the moment. You can see what's popular, and it's totally up to you. In our case, I love Sydney, I love 2015, Timeless, Hello is pretty good, Astra's good. And I think if you're going to be a blogger, one of the best ones is just called Simple Catch. It's one of our best blogging tutorials over the years because it comes with a slider for free and a logo, and it puts your content on the homepage. And the previews right here sometimes don't show the whole theme, so someone just didn't want to build it out right here, but it's going to look a lot better, and it looks a lot more like this thumbnail right here. So we can click install on whatever you like, and then make sure to hit activate. And it's super fast because we're in Nexus, and now you have a new theme. So that's pretty cool. I'll just show you how to put up an image now. We can click to our first blog post and edit it. All right, and it's going to be in this block editor, which I actually don't love too much. So let's go back and then go to our dashboard, and we're actually going to install a plugin, which is going to give us the classic editor. Just click Add New, and you can see that everyone's getting the classic editor. It's like the most popular plugin with 5 or 6 million installations. We can just click install now, and then our blog post will look a little bit better, like the old way of doing WordPress. So we can click posts. We're going to trash that hello world post, add new. We're just going to call this one welcome to my new blog. And once you put your mouse down here in the white space, you can click add media, select files, and upload a picture from your computer. So maybe in your downloads you have something you like. Alright, so I don't need to get too crazy with this image. I'm just going to go with this cool background image from one of the restaurant websites we built, insert a post. And then I can write something like, hi guys, this is my view when I sit at the coffee shop and write blogs to you. Hope you enjoy, and leave a comment, please. Cheers, Craig. Okay, so to publish the post, you can just hit publish, of course. And then once we click to our blog, it should show up on the homepage. And if the image doesn't show up, that's just because we need a featured image. So let's click on the blog and edit it. And it's super fast here in Nexus. And then we can set featured image, grab our one image and set featured image, and then update. And that way, the homepage will show not only an image for our post, a thumbnail, but also a slider. So you're well on your way now to making a blog, guys, and making some good money. and you know how to set up a site, and you can do it in a way that will set up a site for a client or for a business, you can use any sort of WordPress theme you want, and there are thousands for free. So go ahead and make sites to your heart's content, and I know you can make some good income here and make back the cost of hosting and domain name, which are really pretty insignificant once you get your WordPress business up and running. So thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. Please post a comment below with any questions. I cannot wait to hear from you because it makes my day every morning. And yeah, hit that like button, of course. That's what all of us YouTubers say. And I will see you in the next video where we're going to have to set up our SSL here and make our site secure. And hopefully do it for free. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Greg Narayan. Cheers.